Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Family Podcast with your two favorite brothers. My name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
And today we have the return of the co-parent king.
Come on.
Aaron Dale, what's good, bro?
My name is Aaron. I just had to throw that in. Like, I love it when you lot say that, you know. My name is Aaron.
Yeah.
So since the last time we spoke,
Yeah.
your profile has exploded, fam. Yeah. So how has that been?
You've been
for
putting
you?
in the work as well.
Yeah.
Like I see some people's profiles explode, yeah, and I don't see the work in it. But honestly, yeah, man knows you've been everywhere.
I've been almost every day, like a reel or something. And I remember we done the Fatherhood Awards, innit?
Yeah.
And I think I had like 6 or 7K.
Yeah.
And that was, when was that? Like May?
May, yeah.
May, innit? And I remember coming away from that vexed.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I was vexed. I was
Mad.
nominated for like two awards.
Yeah.
And I came away vexed. And then I was looking at people's platforms, eyeing up the competition, innit? And I was like, no, like I'm better than these. No disrespect, innit? But I was like, no, I'm in a different lane. Let me just go hard. So I went harder. And yeah, 104K now. It's mad.
Can't lie, I was preying that this morning. I was like, 104K looking good.
Yeah,
looking
like,
good. You know
mad.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mad.
But do you feel like there's been any change in you personally through having that big of a reach now? Like, do you feel like
Anxiety, you know?
Yeah.
Is it?
Like, I'm not even lying. I was at the gym today, and a lovely girl, came up to me and just opened up. Like 25 minutes talking about her baby father. I've had men do it, and it's to the point where I don't know who knows me and who doesn't. So I see people watching me, and then I'm thinking, are they watching because they know me?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I don't want to be recognized, so I'm thinking, please don't. I don't want no one to come up to me.
Yeah, celebrity status.
And then because there's been haters in the comments as well, I'm like, who? I just feel like, do you know what I mean? I'm more observant of, do I want to go to certain environments where haters might be, and then I'm on my own, and anxiety.
So you got the Chunks effect right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Chunks was saying that when he was coming up, he could just do his thing, innit?
Yeah.
He could say whatever he wants, and he could do it the way that he wants. And then, like, I suppose, like, the influence started coming in. And I suppose for him, like, everybody knows who Chunks is now. Do you know what I'm saying? The money started rolling in for him, and he was like, yo, I have the opportunity to make something, like, bigger. Like, can I still say that? Can I still do this? Can I still go here? This is mad. I gotta be careful. I could ruin the bag for my whole family. I could ruin what's going good. Yeah. And I suppose like a lot of people don't see that side.
100%. Like I used to make a video in like minutes, and now I make it and be like, I shouldn't use that word. Like I need to let me think, because I'm trying to almost make the perfect video, and it don't exist.
Yeah.
No matter what I put out, someone's gonna say, yeah, but what about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about? And then you're like, you've missed the whole point of the video just to focus on something you're going through.
Yeah.
This is where you and Sammy are good, isn't it? Because I feel like you guys don't mind that, and you're kind of looking into it, exploring it. How can you become better? Like, how can you reach different audiences? Honestly, you can quote me when I say this, man, don't care. Honestly. Do you know why? Yeah, because like, coming back to some of the podcasts that me and Sammy have been speaking about recently, first of all, the point that you made, you're always going to have haters, isn't it? Always. Like, it's just is what it is, isn't it?
Always.
But I think also, like, us as creatives, need to protect our space. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we're not just podcasters. We're not just this. Like, well, like, for both of you, you're fathers. Do you get what I'm saying? For you, you're a husband. Do you get what I'm saying? We're nieces and nephews. We're this, we're that.
Well, not nieces, but
not you guys. But I'm talking generalized. Yeah. So I'm kind of just like, you know, it's gonna be mad if you start pulling up to events and you're just so drained, head down. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what's going on with you? And then you're not really the person you was. Do you know what I'm saying? You're now this like weird guy. But I do get it, because I see some of my. The other day, I was with one of my G's, and she's blowing up in it, and I was just thinking to myself, does she think that other people that she's known and grown up with act weird around her now? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like some of the people in my circle drop little comments,
Okay.
and you're like, you know what? There's no need for that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still the same person. But one of the things I have to focus on as well is my kids. Like, so when I go to collect Tyler from school, like some of the mums recognize me, and Amari's been recognized on the bus a few times. So like he said the other day, a guy come up to him and said, "Oh, you're from the podcast, innit?" And then gave him props and that. But I'm like, imagine if that wasn't a positive interaction.
Yeah.
So it's just being mindful of rare. This has got my face all over it as well as my kid's face.
Yeah.
So I've got to be careful.
Yeah.
Are you ever worried about like this concept called audience capture? It's like this idea that
Sammy's always educating.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Always educating. Like. I was waiting for it. It came early, you know. Audience capture. All right, let's go.
So it's basically when a content creator starts making content,
Yeah.
people engage with the content, but then it becomes like a certain group. Yeah. And they expect you to have a certain ideas. Yeah. And so the content creator can feel trapped by the expectation of them to be what the audience thinks they are instead of being
Who they actually are.
yeah, being who they actually are. Because obviously as your profile continues to grow,
Yeah.
you
I see the diehards in there in the comments, and I think with my platform, if you go into the comment section, you'll see essays. Some people are heavily. You see, you go into some and there's like emojis. Oh, like 200 comments, but they're bare laughing emojis.
Yeah.
No, this will be essays, and I see people come in with hate sometimes or something, and then someone will correct them for me.
Okay.
So I'm like, these people get it, yeah. But what they get is the fact that I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm coming from all angles. I'm focusing on men, women, kids. So I don't feel like you can box me.
Yeah.
Because as long as it's to do with positive co-parenting,
Yeah.
that we can tick that box. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean not talking about men. That doesn't mean not talking about women. So I'd like to think I'm okay for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to feel like I'm all right.
Yeah. So that's not.
No, but I feel like there is obviously the worry of just being mindful of what you're saying in the sense of like one wrong thing could ruin the whole brand.
Yeah.
The
It's
whole
crazy
brand,
though,
like,
innit?
That's what
Go on.
Sammy tells me all the time, but I'm just so brazy. Like,
Just one wrong thing, like, oh, you know what, he believes in this or that. So even when people are asking questions in the comments, like I get, are you Muslim? A lot.
okay, yeah.
I just go back. I don't bother
Yeah,
responding.
yeah.
Because I'm like, the moment I say I am or I'm not, what I could lose
Yeah,
X amount
yeah.
of followers just because of that. That's mad.
Yeah, it's
It
true.
is crazy how we form tribes, like especially online. Online is extremely tribal. So it's like if you make a comment, we talked about this the last time, like when we were talking about the conundrum of Andrew Tate, and it's like you can't find anybody who's in the middle when it comes to him. People either adore him or
they
they
hate him.
absolutely hate him.
Marmite
innit?
thing, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And so some people live and die by that kind of brand, innit? Whereas other people try their hardest to be like more inclusive, I suppose. And
The Andrew Tate thing is mad, innit? So do you feel like there's major comparisons between him and Kevin Samuels?
Ooh.
I think the philosophy is similar, but the behavior is way different. So like Kevin Samuels acted like an older guy. Whenever you saw him, he was in a suit,
Yeah.
freshly dressed, glasses on, you know what I
Mature.
mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even though his like critique was very biting in it, but for both men and women,
Yeah.
but obviously he got like famous for the whole critique he gave of women mostly. With Andrew Tate, I feel like he's young. Like a lot of the stuff that he does reminds me of a young man. Like, look at my cars. Like you never saw Kevin Samuels like, oh, I own this, I own that.
It's a flashy type.
Yeah,
of-
yeah. So it's like it's more packaged for social media.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I see
And I was
them
about
two,
to say,
even though maybe the philosophy's
slightly
yeah, but he's just
Their target audience is different. Innit?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, their target audience is different.
I mean, because he recently, well, I wouldn't say recently, but there's a few interviews where Andrew Tate's kind of saying, but I know what you lot are saying, but I've grown. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas I felt like Kevin Samuels never ever had to make that apology.
because he was grown himself.
Yeah, he was like, this is the way
Yeah.
that I think, this is what I believe, and that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I see Andrew Tate kind of being molded, as you say, as a young man growing up, You know, so for example, he has taken like he's Islamic now, isn't it? I saw something
Apparently,
about
even though he's involved in the most haram businesses ever.
Yeah,
like,
and I heard his brother is as well. Like I think the legal team recently confirmed that his brother's like fully in the thing, shahada and all sorts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think you can see that they are seeking and trying to grow. I don't want to use the word grow because when we talk about growth, we talk about a madness in it in terms of
but also like
they're going through their journey and transition. Is
my thing is you have to see the manifestation. Like if I say that I love my partner, but I'm always out here with other women, bro, I don't care what you're saying. Your behavior showing me something different. So with him, obviously now he's had this time where he's behind bars or whatever. So it's hard to see whether the behaviors match up with the tenets of the religion.
Okay, yeah.
But like I say, you can't be a casino owner and tell me you're a Muslim.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah.
You can't do that. Those things do not compute together. You know, so obviously I like it when people grow and they show like an ascension from their former self. We saw it with Malcolm X and a bunch of other people, you know, and hopefully we see it for him because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like kids look up to him. Whether people like it or not, young men look up to him.
And you're becoming a role model for so many.
Exactly. So I would rather he takes the influence that he has and make positive steps with it, you know, than either be kicked off or not get to explore his full potential as a human being.
Like, is there an ideal that you see? Like, you see this all kind of like the plan coming together, like, this is what you kind of want? Or is it kind of just like you're going through the motions?
Well, that's a good question, you know. I feel like it's mad because I released like an app yesterday. When I last came on the platform, it was the book, innit? Yeah. And then, like, literally yesterday, the app, which is called the Co-Parent Support Network.
What? You see when man said he stepped up to the next level, yeah? He lied, didn't he? He stepped up like 20 levels, bro.
But, like, when we spoke last year, I had no idea it would go here. And then I feel God knows your path, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea. Your only task is to just go with it. Trust in where you're going and make sure you're connected to source, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like as I've gone through this year, certain people have come into my life and it's directed me. Certain conversations have been had and it's given me ideas.
Okay, so...
And then before you know it, I'm here and I'm like, well, I never thought of it like this. I just like now to grow the Co-Parent Support Network and have that be a community for mums and dads that can empower people all over the country. And that can start paying money. You know what I mean?
I love that still.
Because people look at followers and assume it translates to finance.
But it doesn't.
At all.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
No, that's it.
Do you know what's mad, yeah? Because I don't know, yeah. God's kind of blessed me, innit? Like, I've just always been in spaces with people who are influential. And lucky for me, they've been cool people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they've been cool people. So I don't mind, like, sharing a space with them because I'm like, you're sick. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've kind of watched them kind of grow, and some people have said, it's just happened organically. And then some people have said, nah, bro, I knew the direction in it. So it's interesting stuff.
I think it's all about your circle as well. Like,
definitely.
When I look at my circle last year or the year before, those same people, they're there, but my circle looks different now. And I think as you grow, those around you, it just changes.
No.
And it's not because you forget where you come from. It's just that I think certain people are on certain waves, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's like, for me to grow, I'm now attracting people that are also going
on
down
that wave.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, go on.
We can be so attached to years of service. I've known this person for 20 years.
Nostalgia, innit?
Yeah, so then you're rolling with that person forever, not realising, they're not helping
doing anything.
grow.
No, facts.
I think a lot of men get trapped in that loyalty idea. But sometimes it's a case of being loyal to yourself first. I remember I was listening to this clip by Potter Paper, innit?
So was I.
Yeah,
same
he was
clip.
saying like you have to be loyal to yourself as a man in order to develop.
But what does that look like?
So he's like, there's no way that, well, not no way, but if I had somebody that had to take somewhere to pattern his thing, and then an opportunity comes up for me to advance where I'm going, I have to take that opportunity for myself.
Yeah.
And your brethren should be able to understand that you're doing something to advance yourself. So yeah, maybe he's a bit annoyed that you said you was going to do something, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But if they're on, this is where what you're saying about the wavelengths. If that person's on your wavelength, they understand you've had the opportunity to progress or to grow in an area. And so they understand that. But I feel like that's where the difference is, because some man see it and take it as a grudge. And so they're like, raw, now he's too bougie to come do my thing. And but it's not a case of that. It's every man is charged with finding like a purpose and making that purpose work for them, both mentally, spiritually, and all the rest of it, and financially. And we're all set on doing that in our different ways. But that also means that we can't be entirely loyal to the men that were in our environment. Does that
I
make
don't
sense?
think there's because I was gonna come with the word loyalty, and then you said it, but I don't think that's not being loyal. I think it's people's perception of what loyalty is.
Definitely.
Right? So for you to be loyal to me, you must be everywhere I need you to be when I need you to be there. And that's not the fact. If it's an emergency, I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, but don't get offended if I'm not there. Yeah. To me, that's loyalty. Like I'm gonna be loyal to you as I can, but you're gonna be loyal enough to know that it's not an issue if I'm not there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a two-way thing. I think loyalty sometimes is just what I can do for you. Like, no, it's a two-way thing. Your understanding and acceptance and my efforts.
Yeah.
So I found that when I developed a skill, everybody wanted me in the space. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing, innit? Because I learned to kind of cultivate what I wanted out of that situation. But I remember when I was younger, it ended up being that. Like, I need you here. All right, cool. I need you here. And then one time I took a seat back and I was just like, bro, I'm running around places for bare people. Finance hasn't changed. Situation hasn't changed. Skills haven't changed.
And all that time,
Nothing.
they've gone from a Renault Clio to a BMW.
Bro, they're patterning because they're getting all my media.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm saying? Yo, brother, send me that picture that you took when... All right, cool. Yeah. Oh, brother, you going to be available on the 17th? Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Man needs you for 4 hours, you know. Bro, 4 hours carrying around the camera taking pictures and what I get out of it is zero. Just good friendship.
Exposure.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, I've got friends that I've known for years, and no disrespect to them, but they haven't supported me a lot during this process. They've been there.
Yeah.
I still link them. They're still my boys.
Yeah.
But in terms of this, they've not really supported because they're not in this world, social media and all of that.
Yeah.
But like, I met you, man, through social media.
Yeah.
I've met others through social media, and you lot support me more than enough people. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that those people that have been there from day one aren't loyal.
Yeah.
And I think we got to remember that sometimes. If someone doesn't support you, don't be offended. By it.
Yeah.
My thing is like, do they still check up on you? Do they still ring you from time to time? Do they inquire about your family and how they're doing?
But most importantly, if this wasn't there, would they still be?
Yeah.
And they would.
They would, yeah.
Some people that are coming into your life now, they might not.
Yeah, that's facts.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think proximity, people think that, because these people are close to me now, they're loyal. And those people who, like, have taken more of a backseat, they've just forgot about me because they're not reposting and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think we're getting caught up on the wrong sort of thing.
Yeah, I think you learn that over time. I mean, I think you have an amazing outlook on the situation, innit? Yeah. And I can say that because I feel like I have a similar... Because, like, not everybody can be everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I even say that, like, when I'm looking for, like, potential partners and stuff. Like, I can't be your best friend, your man, your this, your that. Like, you have to have a friendship group. Like, you do. Like, you have to be able to do your own thing sometimes. Because not everybody can deal with the intensity of characters. They may love that intensity of the character, but anything in too much, do you get what I'm saying, is just too much. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just don't get how people don't see that. So I've got friends that I party with. These friends that I party with are not sitting at my yard editing clips of the podcast. They're just not doing that. Let's be honest. Do you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that they're less of friends. That just means they like to party. That's their bag. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throw a big party then for your 100th year. Do you get what I'm saying? Editing or something like that. They'll be there to party with you. Do you know what I'm saying? But they don't do that stuff. You just gotta get used to it.
But it's having a team, innit? Like our friendship group or our relationship, it's a team, right? not everyone's going to be on the right wing.
Yeah.
Not everyone can play left back.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But every position is important, right? Because it makes you having those friends over there is important because that makes you.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
But I think relationships that's one thing I've struggled with in the sense of that trust of and that expectation, because I feel like I'm perceived as that perfect co-parent.
Yeah.
So it's like if I got with a woman and she has kids and I think her baby dad's a dickhead, like, oh wait a minute, you're not meant to. Like,
voice
you're
that.
not meant to voice that. You're no, your baby
showing you your own clips.
Yeah, but you say this. No, but there's a human element.
No,
I still will have jealous moments. I still have moments where I get tense. That those are natural, but sometimes we look at someone and feel like those should be removed.
Yeah.
They don't feel those things.
Yeah.
And I think some people can forget that as content creators, we're dealing with ideals. Like, we're working towards our highest ideal of ourselves. You know, and sometimes that means that we're setting a benchmark that we haven't reached yet, or that we're in a process of reaching.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you lose your temper, for example, they're like, but aren't you the guy who's supposed to be this and that? So yeah, I do think that happens quite a lot.
What's that influencer's name? Kaz. So obviously, you see when the clip came out with her, like she's sniffing the line and that. Well, she said it was her. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think the way that she owned her truth, obviously it's nobody's story to tell apart from hers, isn't it?
And the media.
And the media just do their thing. But this is exactly what we're talking about. Do you get what I'm saying? Who knows? God willing, in 5-10 years, the family podcast could be massive. Do you get what I'm saying? And then we're about doing our thing, and then we make a mistake, and then we're the ones in the papers and stuff like that. And obviously, she took her time about it, but she came out and she said, I was going through a dark time, and I think people knew that because what we've learned over time is like the Love Island aftercare team and that stuff. It's a bit sticky, isn't it? And they've had to do some work on that. I believe in it. Cause I believe it was in the papers and stuff like that. And so she was going through a rough, mad time. Do you know what I'm saying? And she owned it. She was like, I was depressed. Do you get what I'm saying? Someone who I trusted leaked that. Do you know what I'm saying? Who was recording that? Who was actually dating at the time. That's mad. Do you get what I'm saying? Imagine how that feels. You put all your trust in someone and this is what they're doing. Similar to Kevin Hart. You know the Kevin Hart situation. Where his brethren set him up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? What? Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. But this is the arena that
treacherous out here.
Bro, that's the arena you move into once you get money. Like,
do
you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, if I'm being honest, like, because anything that you were doing in the dark is no longer in the dark because somebody's waiting to catch you slipping.
Yeah. And
I suppose that's, as you said, that's where the anxiety comes from. It's like, what does this person want
from me?
Do you know what I'm saying? So
who's genuine, who's not genuine? Who knows, who doesn't know? Who's waiting to come out with something?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy. Like I don't even want to give her airtime. I had a woman create. She done a reel, basically saying that I'm a fraud and that I'd blocked her. And I hadn't blocked her. I never even knew she existed. She was like, he's blocked me. He's talking about child maintenance. And I think she's very much. You see, you got this red pill, blue pill.
Yeah.
She as a woman, even she's like, women are the problem.
Okay, yeah. Like Pearl from yeah.
So me, obviously, with my content, and I'm talking about child maintenance and that, and she's like, he comes from a fatherless home. I could smell it a mile away. It was like, I need you to report this man. She was
mad.
She was trying to get my thing. She was trying to get my thing taken down. Like,
yikes.
And
that's crazy that can happen. Like without you even knowing.
Yeah.
You know,
someone sent it to me and was like, "This is in a child maintenance Facebook group." Like, someone's posted in there. And I was asking us all to report your stuff. And
that's mad.
But that's why I get worried in the sense of social media can literally be taken away tomorrow, innit?
Yeah.
And if that's all you've built,
yeah,
is a following of numbers,
yeah,
some of which could be bots anyway.
Yeah.
That gets taken away tomorrow, you've got nothing. So I was like, let me create something. So even if this goes,
you still have something.
I've got something now. So
yeah,
that's a good way to approach it.
Yeah.
But I've had to, like, this year, therapy. I started therapy in like, I think it was probably like April, May. That should have happened a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that should have happened. My mum's been saying for years, like, you should go to therapy to deal with stuff from school or whatever. But I was always like, what's the point in talking about something that you can't change? but there's a massive point because you're carrying it.
Yeah.
So you need to stop at some point and
Offload. Yeah.
But so many people don't do that. Like you got 60-year-olds that have never stopped to just
Offload. Yeah.
offload, and they're carrying that around with them.
I got a couple G's I offload to still. Like they know the deal. Like and I would do the same for them. Like I'm like, yeah, look, get out. Do you know what I'm saying? Rant. Like do your thing.
But you know what they say? Your friends are not your therapists.
Yeah, they're not, and they're
facts.
not. Yeah,
But
yeah.
we do that sometimes.
Sometimes,
innit?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
we do that
I spoke to the
sometimes,
man,
yeah.
them, I'm good.
Good, yeah.
I went on a podcast, innit?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I saw someone put that out in it, and I think I said it before in it, where they were saying that podcasts are just like therapy sessions for mandem. Yeah.
But it taught me like a lot about myself, things that I was carrying, and even how I was projecting my trauma onto my kids. Like things that I didn't think of, like my dad was a certain way, innit? And I didn't like how he was. He wasn't there for me at all. So I wanted my dad to be a certain type of dad for me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be that for my kids. My kids don't need me to be the dad that I needed.
Yeah.
They need me to be the dad that they need.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm trying to be the one I never had.
Yeah.
And I'm projecting that onto my kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wanted my dad to take me football. So I'm like, right, boys, football. They're not into football. But I wish I had that, so therefore they must
They
have
have
it.
it.
Yeah.
And my
I'm
little
just-
one's getting that the same way.
Yeah?
I bought him a little ball in it, so like he can barely walk.
Yeah.
But now, like, if you put a ball next to him and he's standing, he tries to like
Yeah.
kick it a little bit. I'm like, Arsenal's new
It's
centre
there,
forward.
innit?
Innit?
Yeah, it's there. But even relationships, like learning about, because I used to look at women, right? And I gotta be careful. I say always like the brand might be finished off this. But I used to look at women and see things that I didn't like. Even in relationships, I'll be with a woman and be like, I don't like these things about her, you know. If only she would change them. And then I understood that the things I love about her are kind of based off of her doing the things that I hate about her. Yeah.
okay.
The things I dislike help her be the version I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes we want to change certain things about someone, but by changing that, you're going to change the person.
Yeah, that's facts.
And therefore, the things you love about them won't be there anymore.
Won't be there.
So
it's
it
like
was,
a lot of man. Sorry to turn
No,
this
no.
into a gutter thing, but this is just how my mind is. Yeah. So a lot of man would like a kind of porn star girlfriend in it, like in a bedroom and that, innit?
I'm too
But if
old
she
for that.
was-
I ain't got
but
the
if-
energy no more, you know? Don't expect too much out of me now. Like, I'm tired.
Go
Too much
on.
is going on. I'm tired. Like, tired. I need a nap as well. Like, I mean, you know, you could go like 2-3 sessions. I need a nap and some food. Like,
Some maca powder. Will
I need
sort
some
that
maca powder. I need everything,
Come back
man.
up, powder. Yeah.
out, you know. But then, if you had a woman like that and she wanted to do OnlyFans now you're
vexed,
pressed in it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you're right. Like a lot of the behaviors that maybe we're not so into, they shape the things that we love about these women. So
100%.
well, not these women in my case, one woman. You know what I'm saying?
But it was
Imperfect.
learning to accept. I think one of the major words I came away from therapy with was acceptance. Acceptance for what my dad done. It doesn't mean I have to like forget or any. It's accepting that, you know what, that's happened, innit? Like he's probably carrying a few things with him based off of that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like even his I don't think we spoke about it because it hadn't happened then. But his older brother reached out to me last year.
Oh, mad.
How was
like,
that for you?
We haven't met face to face. We've been building a relationship. I'm kind of hesitant
Of course.
because there's a part like you're mad cool, but if I meet you and it don't go
Yeah.
the way, I feel like I've been let down by that family so much
Again.
as it is. I
Yeah.
don't want to kind of. But this one uncle has like 10 kids, so just connected to him is bigger than the whole of my mum's side of the family.
Oh, mad.
Do you know what I mean? My mum's side is small. So to know that that side is massive, but yeah, I've never met any of them.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I was showing your stuff to some of my kids or whatever. And some of them follow you already. And they didn't even know you were part of the family.
Oh, mad.
I was like, boy,
That's
it's
insane.
mad.
And I believe that thing's gonna grow. I can't lie. I feel because of the trajectory in it. Obviously, God willing, we pray that everything just elevate. You know, like elevation. But I feel like it's more likely that people are gonna come out and say, "Yo, my brother, the thing that you're doing is on point." and then later on you'll buck them somewhere, and you'll just be like, yo, wait a minute. That was like me, bro. From Drop a Jewel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I pulled up to some family convention. He was there. I was like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, you good? Yeah. I was like, yeah, well, it's good. and this is the thing about networking, isn't it? Like we don't even know, like,
because I remember when the internet, I don't want to say first started, but like when social media, Facebook in particular, was like a thing, and people had this like 6 degrees of separation. You're only 6 people away from
someone.
Yeah. And I feel like that degree is much shorter now.
Oh,
you're
bro.
like 3 or 4 people away.
You see me, yeah?
Yeah.
Man is like 2. And I don't understand it. Like, honestly, yeah? Like, without bragging, yeah? Some of the rooms that I enter, yeah? And I'm just like, this is actually really dumb. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool, yeah? Like, man knows people that know Hamza. You know Hamza the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Hamza knows Wretch.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But that's what I'm saying. The degree in which people know somebody who knows somebody else,
bro,
is much, much
imagine,
bigger.
Yeah, I was probably like 21, 22, yeah, when I met my G, yeah, who now has a CBD shop with Wretch. That is mad.
Wretch follows me.
Yeah.
See, look, this is mad. This is brazy.
Akala followed me this week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Crazy, my brother. It's crazy.
That's when I started looking at people like Rare. People know me.
Yeah.
Like people that I've just been watching and feeling like they're not normal people, innit?
I'm glad I could give you that opportunity. No, because I know, you see, like...
But it humbles you. I'm like,
yeah,
Rare. Like someone could be like, but who are they? And I'm like, nah, in my culture, those are top
That's
people.
like when Sway the Sappho followed us.
Yeah.
That for me, like,
solidified.
I almost don't care whoever else follows, man. You know,
it's what it means to you, innit?
Yeah, I don't really buy artists merchandise.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but bro, man had like,
yeah, he was a big Sway. When I say Sam was a Sway fan, like, because first of all, yeah, anyone who knows Sammy knows that the language, boy, come like man swallow 2 dictionaries and a thesaurus. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, and Sway had that within his bars, and then music. Sam has always been captivated by music, and Sway had that. And then to top it off, my man comes from Ghana, and it's like, wait a minute, like he is so relatable. And the thing is,
and also because
he never swore, he never spoke about guns. He never is this what you was gonna say?
Yeah, so you know, obviously, it felt like at that time, obviously, Kano came out, Gets came out, these kind of man, and it's like, they're roadmen, innit? But who else is there, sort of thing in the space? And then he come out, and then he's talking about like shopping in Harvey Nicks and
And what was the song? Was it Little
Derek?
Little Derek,
you know, and things like that. So it's like songs that you could actually go show your parents, and you know, so him following was like a massive deal for man. So
have you connected?
A little bit, but he spends most of his time in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and you know, and what's even mad is so me and Sammy went Ghana, and then our engineer hit us up, and he was like, "Yo, I've got someone that I want you to meet, innit?" Sent us over to meet that person. Didn't know that this brother is proper well connected and that he knows Sway. And so when we started to pop off in the scene, like, or when we were doing music a little bit, like he reached out and he was like, "Yo, like, do you know this brother?" And then so he was like, "Yeah, I remember from time ago. I'm glad he's doing well though." And it's mad. And he was just thinking, wait a minute, you men are having conversations about me, but I'm the fan. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the one with the little band, like, go Sway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
not to name drop, but like I was getting some food the other day, and I got in my car and I was about to drive off, and Swiss from Soul Solid, pulls up, and he gets out of his car, and then he looks into my car and he starts waving, and I'm like, oh, man's probably mistaken me. Like he comes round to my window, so I wind it down, and he was like, "Love what you're doing," like shook my hands. And kept it moving, because he don't follow me, and certain other people don't follow me.
You think they're not watching?
I feel like they're not watching, but so many people watch but don't follow.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just being mindful of that. You don't know who's actually watching.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, listen, I want my flowers right now, today. You know what I'm saying? Stop being shy. Follow, man. Let's have a
like and subscribe. You get me? You know how we do. We slide in with that.
Do you think a lot of that is to do with like their celeb status or their image. Like if they're following someone, they're looked at a certain way. Like,
yeah.
I
And
definitely
say
think that.
say I turn out to be a crazy person and then rare. You was
Yeah,
following
now
this
you're linked
man.
to me.
brand
Yeah,
protection, innit?
Yeah, brand
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think also, you know, their algorithms and stuff like that. Remember that like social media can be quite complicated in terms of the way that it works. Yeah. And for some people, yeah, for example, you may be talking about co-parenting, but their thing might be fitness. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it's trying to merge the two because now Instagram you start throwing bare like co-parents and he's liking your thing to support your thing. Now you're just getting bare co-parent stuff and he's like, yo, this is not my brand. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
so it works.
I think there's a lot going on. Like I always say to people, yeah, just because you think something is happening the way that you think is happening, don't underestimate. It may be going a completely different direction than you think. You know, I remember I watched something and they were talking about how there was a lady and she was saying that like sometimes we can be so self-absorbed in it. So she went to like she always thought that like I'm this girl. So she went to I think it was like Alcohol Anonymous or something like that. And she was talking in it and this guy just kept giving her dirty looks in it. Like as she's talking like every single session, like he's just watching her up and down. And then she was like, she got the courage to speak to him in it. And she was like, yo, what is your problem? Like honestly, like every time I'm here, you got something to say, you got like dirty looks to give me. If you got a problem with me, I just want to know what it is. What is the problem? Because I ain't never done nothing to you. And he was like, you know what, yeah? You look like one of my exes that man despised. She was like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
And she was like, so I didn't do anything. And he was like, nah, but I just get that aura. She was like, this is very mad.
You know what though? Like, I've noticed that in relationships, right? So, or just in life in general, right? If something's been done to me 20 times before, and then say I get with a new woman and she does it to me once, I was acting like she's done it 21 times.
Yeah.
Okay,
So alarm
yeah.
bells,
But
though,
she
innit?
hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like what you remember. Like you're taking me back to a feeling that I don't like.
Yeah.
But a feeling I haven't addressed.
Yeah.
Which is why therapy is needed. Because sometimes we're arguing with someone, it's like they didn't mean it the same way. You know?
Yeah.
They didn't mean, they haven't meant it. This is the first time. Explain to them.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's
important.
facts.
Yeah.
I think, like, obviously the key word in social media, a lot of people, they talk about communication, but it's really an important facet and one of the foundations of a good relationship. You know, if you don't know how to communicate and you don't understand each other's communication styles, like you can find it really grating when a person says a particular thing or has a particular action and you're not going to sort it unless you talk about it, you know, and pull it out in the open. But I feel like both men and women get scared to put something out there because they feel like it might be a deal breaker for the person that they're actually with. You know, so it's like, how do I bring this to the table without like shattering my whole relationship? But if your relationship's going to be shattered by something that's going to improve, that should improve the quality of your relationship, how strong was the relationship to begin with?
You know what? One of my favorite quotes is, I never learned anything while I was speaking. Yeah. And that's, I think, you was talking about communication, but our ability to listen.
Yeah.
We can all hear. Hearing is what? The ability to pick up sound, right?
Yeah.
But listening is being able to be close enough to take in the sound, process it and understand.
Yeah.
So many of us, we're hearing, but we're just waiting to speak.
Yeah.
I want to speak. Like, or you've taken a word of what's been said and feel like you know what they're going to say. The ability to listen is key in communicating. Like, just hear each other. Like, let me feel comfortable enough to come to the table and you're going to listen to what I'm saying and vice versa. But so many people just want to talk.
Yeah. No, that's facts.
Do you know what?
Can I,
No, go.
yeah, can I ask you, what kind of things do you think make a father outside of parenting?
Outside of parenting?
Yeah.
So we're removing the child?
Yeah. So, like, what kind of things can you do for yourself to be, like, a good father figure, in your opinion?
You know what? It's crazy, yeah, because a lot of men are being prevented from seeing their children, right? And it's a topic that's often brought to me, yeah. What about the men that can't see their kids?
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, while you can't see your kids, you need to look after yourself, yeah? You need to be, I was coming with, you need to be going gym, yeah? You need to make sure you're reading, like positive, you need to be around positive people as well. Don't be around people that are going to highlight your problems. Yeah, she's out of order for stopping you. Yeah, you know what? I never liked her in the first place. That's not solution focused.
Yeah.
So for me, what makes me a good father, I feel, is my ability to look after myself and to work on myself. Yeah, I'm constantly growing. I'm not the man I was, and I'm not going to be the man I am in the future. I think some people get comfortable and accept, yeah, you know what, I'm not happy with where I am, but this is what it is.
This is life, innit?
This is life, yeah. These are the cards I hate that. These are the cards I was dealt. Or if God wanted it to be different, he would have made it like, no, we're not putting that on God. We're not doing that. So I feel like as men, looking after ourselves, looking after our health, our mental, our environment, our circle, our yard, like, do you know what I mean? These are things that make you, what are your kids seeing when they're with you? Are they seeing a man that sleeps a lot? That's, do you know what I mean? Not eating right, run down, cussing off women.
Yeah.
What are they seeing when they're with you?
Yeah. I think it's a big thing because a lot of the time we get focused on what we're saying to children, but not what they're perceiving, not what they're seeing. You know, you can tell your children don't lie all you want, but the day they see you lie, it's like, what the hell, man? You know? And then they don't believe it anymore. You know, I think a lot of dads really underestimate in how highly they are looked up to by their children, especially if they're in their lives.
And that was like me, yeah, because I remember, yeah. So I was very active.
Put that on blast now.
No. I was very active in the church, innit, when I was younger, innit. I'm still here and there. But and I remember people used to give me advice in it around things like fornication and stuff like that. Well, not fornication because I wasn't thinking, but anyway, yeah, like sleeping around, stuff like that. Then, like, sometimes you hear them and they're giving their testimony and they're like, oh, you know, I had my baby when I was like 16. That was really early. I think to myself, look at you. Yeah? You can't talk to me about not doing the mad thing. And you're going to ruin my fun. And you had the fun. What do you, like, how can you teach me this? Like, and then I know other people would say to me, oh, yeah, but it's because they did it that they're telling you not to do it. But I'm like, but it's because they did it, I want to do it. What do you mean?
Yeah.
There's a quote. I think it's tell me and I'll forget. Teach me and I'll remember, but show me and I'll understand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's facts.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times we're talking to our kids and it's like, they're gonna forget that. But if they're seeing it, if we're involving them, they're gonna
get it
and understand. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's facts.
That's like me. I got uncles that always say that they're rich. Like, tell me, oh yeah, I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich, you know. I don't see it, my brother. I'm not seeing what you're telling
Bring me in on that and I'll understand. You know what I mean? I'll remember that.
Yeah, let's get chartered flights then. Why are we out here paying British Airways for economy if you're rich, my brother? It's not making any sense.
But I find that in families as well, because there's a huge disparity. Like when I look at the classes, innit? And part of why certain classes are the way that they are is because they involve and show their children how to do things. Like, so for example, a working class person, and this is no, like, I'm not trying to throw shade or whatever, innit? We come from working class families as well. But they will say things like, save your money. And then they'll get you like a piggy bank and they'll say, save your money. Yeah? Whereas I've met dads, or I've met men who are now dads who, you know, their dad was telling them something and they would say, this is your pocket money, yeah? You can spend this amount, you have to save this amount, and then you have to either give this amount to charity or you have to invest in something with this amount. So they show them the three aspects of sort of wealth building, right? Which is knowing what to spend your money on. Because one of them was saying, now when he went to the store with his dad, he's like, Dad, can I get that?
Yeah.
And his dad's like, but you've got money. And then you're like, nah, I'm not gonna get that.
Yeah.
Because it's your money, innit?
Yeah.
So you learn what to spend your money on. And I think that's a massive thing within the culture as well. Like, because a lot of time we're talking about saving money, which is a healthy practice for men to have. Yeah. But also, what are you spending your money on?
Yeah.
You know?
But that's when we talk about parenting, I think that's the understanding of, I feel like a lot of people feel like they're good parents because of what they're buying their kids. Yeah, oh, my kid's got the latest PlayStation 5. Jordans, so on and so forth. Yeah, but I always say this as a man. Yeah, but is your child's mum struggling to pay the gas and electric? Because if there's no electric, child can't play that PlayStation anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No facts, yeah.
If there's no food in the yard, your child's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't matter what they're wearing or what they're playing.
Yeah.
There's more important things that we need to take care of. And I think
Yeah.
it's understanding that your money, it could go there, but you know what? It'll probably be more use over there. And that will benefit your child a lot more.
A lot more.
See, people get at me like, obviously, man don't drive, innit? So like, people are like, right, you're big age, you're still not driving. Like, you should get. They're like, oh yeah, you should. They're like, oh, you should pattern that up. You should pattern that up. And I'm like, okay, so you man are driving? Yeah. Where you staying? Oh yeah, my mom's still like, and I'm like, all right, cool. I appreciate your advice, but your advice is not for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's flawed.
Yeah. I appreciate. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, if you're the guy who has a yard and you got the car and you're like, bro, pattern up in it. Now I'm seeing motivation. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I should probably pattern up in it. There's one of my cousins, when I see he comes through in his bussy thing, and he's like, and he's also humble in it.
Yeah,
he's like,
he's
yo, he
proper humble.
pushes up his glass like, yo, what you saying, bro? yeah. And when I see him, it's motivation. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know how hard he's worked for his things.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're doing this car life and you're telling me you live at your mum's, yeah, you ain't got into the world that I've got into, my brother. You ain't spent £200 on Dulux paint. So we can't have a conversation.
But you know what? This is what I worry about with Amari sometimes, yeah. He's of an age where he just wants money. Like even at 15, because he's looking at Central C.
Okay.
And all of it, and it's money. So like, it's not showing you have to work for this, you know?
Yeah.
And we have to understand rappers and footballers, they make what percentage of like the population?
Yeah, like 1%.
Yeah.
1%.
Probably less.
But
Yeah,
yet that's who so many young boys aspire
Wanting
to
to
be.
be like, yeah.
But if you talk to them about what about being an accountant or what about, do you know what I mean, an actual job, they ain't got a
They
clue.
hate that, yeah. And I think I was talking to someone about it might have been Don, innit? But this massive move where people are like, education's a trap, you know? And that is true if all you listen to is musicians, basketball players, self-made entrepreneurs, people like that. But I remember doing a little bit of research, and I found that most billionaires and most millionaires actually have degrees. And you don't think that because obviously we're so entertainment based.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of the millionaires we don't actually know. We only know the ones who are front facing, like in the media. You know Elon Musk, but you don't know the person behind who owns oil companies.
They're
and this.
silent.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
and they don't dress fancy half the time.
Yeah.
No.
Or the person on the podcast who records Jordan Peterson's thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, who's making money? As well. Yeah.
Like that's like when I used to see like Bruce Buffer, yeah. I used to be like, fam, my man's just announcing and that in all these nice places. Bro, when you see how much my man makes, yeah, he's just quiet.
Yeah, because he trademarked the Let's Get Ready to Rumble as well.
And then Michael Buffer as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically what he started, or what one of them started, then the other one was able to eat off. And they're making bank, but they're not always out here like with the big chains and the like, yo, look at me. He just buys a nice flashy suit and does his thing.
Yeah, there's a difference between being successful and being famous, yeah. And I think there's an overlap because you can't really be famous for not being like rich. Do you know what I'm saying? Or having some sort of money that you flash about. But so many people get caught in the manifestation of what it is. So, the chain is what's going to get people to love me. It's like, no, the music is what gets people to love you first. And then, you know, and I was having a talk with my wife and she was saying like, because obviously I have a background in music and like writing and stuff. And she was like, would you let like my son be involved in that? And I said, to be honest, not really, because the artist is always the person paying out of the nose. They pay for their engineer, they pay for, like, if they have a separate producer or beat maker, they pay for that. They got to pay for someone to shoot the video. They got to pay for an editor.
Even if you're given an advance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and so for me, I was like, I would rather he's the person with the studio. He's the person with the camera. Because those people, they always get money because they're always the people who have the commodity that the artists need. So it's about teaching our children to focus on craft as opposed to focusing on, because young children will always want money. They always want to be flash. They always want the same trainers as their brethren and stuff like that. But we have to teach them or like gently nudge them towards the craft element, because that is what's going to make them money at the end of the day.
We're easily led, innit? Like following trends, whatever that will be. Like it'll be different in 10 years' time to where it is now.
Yeah.
And we feel like that is where our happiness is going to be. If I achieve that, I'm good, you know? Because all of those people, they must be happy.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, some of those people ain't even got money. But they've just shot a video. They've shot a video, rented a car. Like those clothes have been like sponsored. But you're thinking, no, they're patterns.
I used to get vexed. Do you know what? Yeah, before like my accident and stuff, I didn't really travel much, and the reason why I didn't travel, 'cause I thought it was a bump. I was like, listen, you're telling me, if I do what I'm supposed to do, you will fly me out for free. But then you're telling me that I should pay £700 to get to Ghana, the land where my ancestors came from. This is not making no sense. So if I just pattern my thing, I would never have to pay for a ticket again.
Yeah.
I was like, this is wild. So and then you do a discount on it.
Yeah.
And piss me off even more. I'm like, so basically you're telling me the 7 bills that I was paying is not really worth the money, because now you slashed it to 5 bills. So it's not costing the average.
But you know what they say, innit?
Yeah.
To those who have
much will be given. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it says in the Bible.
Yeah,
innit?
that's
So yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, innit? Because it was like one of my friends was saying to me, it's like, you know, if like those who have money are making more money, that's what the biblical text says would happen. It's just that you didn't read it properly. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why you're still going through struggle is because you had struggle and then beget more struggle and got more struggle and got more struggle.
But
do
you
know what I'm
see,
saying?
The rich get richer, the poor
the poor get poorer. Yeah.
But it's I also feel like it's.
But you can't elevate out of the situation.
Yeah. I was just about to say something. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Do you think that as a co-parent, if you're dating someone new and it gets serious, do you feel like there's an expectation to tell the mother of your children, like, this new person's coming into their life? Or do you think that your lives are separate and you should?
You know what's mad? Remember I told you about the gym conversation?
Yeah.
That it was about that.
Oh,
so
man.
this girl's come up to me and she's explained that her child's like a year old or so, but the children's father is controlling. Like literally shows up at the house, almost caused a scene with her dad.
Oh, man.
She's been out with friends. He's just pulled up, like stopped the car in front of her car to see who's in the car.
Oh, man.
And it's just her girlfriends. But she's seeing someone. Yeah, so she's been seeing someone now. And I said to her, look, you need to tell your baby father. Even though this guy's crazy, yeah, it's not gonna go well. You want to be with that man, that new man, feeling like we're not being held back, or we're not walking on eggshells. What if he comes? What if he finds out? Like, so I'm of the mindset, moving on as a co-parent is not wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. I think sometimes we feel like, you know what, it's not right, hasn't been long enough. What will people think? What will my child's father or mother think? And it's like, you're not doing nothing wrong. This relationship's no more. You're entitled to find new love. If there's a person that's going to treat you right, embrace that.
Yeah.
Like, tell your children's father or mother with chest, you know what? I'm seeing someone new. Eventually they're going to meet the child. I'm just letting you know. Like, don't fear those conversations. I think too many people fear those conversations.
Like, I've obviously like followed your profile for a while, and sort of seen how it's grown, and I've noticed that you make content for both men and women. You sort of hold dads accountable. Why do you think
sensible man speaking?
Yeah. But why do you think that, like, there's always a stigma that, oh, he makes things for women and that, or do you think that you do? And
no, I feel like we believe that some people believe that one can't exist without the other. Like, to me saying that men need to fix up isn't saying that women are amazing and don't do anything wrong. Yeah. Me saying, you know what, you should pay child maintenance doesn't mean I'm saying it's okay for a woman to prevent you from seeing your child. It's the inability to listen. We're hearing, and because of where we're coming from, we're hurt, we're angry. you know what? One word will trigger you
Yeah.
and send you off on a different path. And it's like, someone will come in the comments and be like, but he wasn't talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't talking about that. And I think it's just that ability to that people don't listen to the message. They hear what,
They
not
wanna
even
hear.
they want to hear. They hear what's connected to them and then make up a scenario of that. But what I worry when it comes to that is some people in those comments have so much anger, and I'm like, you're someone's co-parent.
Yeah.
Someone's having to deal with you,
yeah.
and this is how you're conducting yourself in a public forum. Like, imagine what you're like behind closed doors.
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's mad to me.
Yeah, that is mad.
So I wanted to ask.
No, I was just gonna say it's kind of like, you know, when you're at school, yeah, and the teacher tells you read the question.
Yeah.
Read the sign, innit?
Yeah, trust me.
You know
Read
what I'm
the
saying?
sign.
Yeah, because a lot of the time, what you can do, especially in my job as well, yeah, you have to pay attention because. So just taking it to what I do, innit? So I have to look through medical records.
Yeah.
And then I have to look for diagnosis that is given and then turn those things into codes. But they have multiple different codes. So for example, if somebody comes with asthma, that's one thing. Yeah, that's one code. If it says severe asthma, the whole code changes. Yeah, so just missing out the word severe, if you were in an exam, you would lose marks.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then obviously in my actual job, if you're live coding, then you could cost the trust money. You know, because
there's consequences.
Yeah, because a severe asthma is a larger HRG that gives more money because it's more serious, more resource intensive. And so I think that we do that a lot. We look for keywords.
Does HRG stand for Higher Resource Group?
Like Human Resource Group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when we hear people talk about things, we try and map it onto our own lives. So we take one word or we take one phrase and we map it onto our own lives, and then we respond in kind instead of like looking at what somebody said as a whole and sort of trying to digest it holistically, you know?
I feel like why the page has done well is I talk about my own shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I look at it as if I'm talking about me and what I've done wrong.
Yeah.
How can you argue that? How can you really find an argument in this man is saying he used to look at his children's mum like this, or he used to be this kind of controlling way, and he's grown. And now he's giving examples so that other young men don't follow suit. Why are we looking at any of that as a negative? Like,
yeah.
I remember this was early days, but I would have used the line like, why am I babysitting so she can go out? Babysitting. Do you know how many men say, I'm not babysitting so you can go out? Babysitting means where the parents are not involved.
Not involved, yeah.
Exactly.
If you are the parent, how can you be
babysitting?
I've said that before as well. Like, it's mad to me, you know. I've said that. I even have one of my videos is about like, you are not a babysitter, you are a dad, you know. But it is crazy how many people think they're just like, it almost seems like an inconvenience to like parent your child. You know. But I think again that might be the disparity between women who are typically the primary caregivers and then men who are not. So they see it as like an imposition on their life because I'm supposed to have the kids these days. You know, you get used to these days.
This is when I'm checking in.
Yeah, and then when it's not these days, you feel like, no, it's not my parenting. But just because you're not there physically most of those days doesn't mean that like you're not a parent to that child on those days. What if they call you and they have like a legitimate problem, you know? They should be able to feel like I can call my dad anytime. Not these designated hours like you're calling BT hotline and that.
Like, don't get it wrong, if my contract was 9 to 5, Monday to Thursday, and then work say we need you to come in Friday. All right, I'm doing you a favor now. Yeah. And we could look at parenting the same, but the fact of the matter is with parenting, you're on call. Yeah. It's not designated, even if it's like designated, like, okay, weekends. No, technically you're on call. So if at any moment you are needed, it's not doing the job a favor. Like, it's what's expected of you. You need to come in right now. Because to be fair, if the mum can't have the child for whatever reason, yeah, she's got work or she needs to go, dad should be the first point of contact.
Yeah, definitely.
We shouldn't be saying, no, you should ask your mum, or we should do this. No, you should be able to turn to the other parent and say, can you have the child? Not can you help out, because you're not helping out.
Yeah.
You're doing.
Can you take the child while I go to this meeting or do this or do that? But so many people feel like I'm doing you a favor now.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the issue. We're not doing each other favors. We're doing our job.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
right.
mean? We're doing our job.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I wanted to ask, kind of, what are your views on discipline? Because as a co-parent, obviously we've spoken about other people coming into the lives of another co-parent.
Yeah.
And I suppose one of the things that I've always found interesting is the dynamic, because a lot of the time some co-parents don't want their significant other to discipline the child because the child is not their child biologically.
What are you talking about? New partners?
New partners.
Okay. So because for example, Tyler's got a stepdad, innit?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's different. It depends on the child, because Tyler's not the type that needs heavy disciplining. Do you know what I mean? But I'd expect his stepdad to say, "That stop that." That could be looked at as discipline.
Yeah,
you know
of
what I mean?
course. Yeah,
like, stop that. Don't do that. Like, apologize to your mum. Like, I would like that, because if my son is acting out of character or acting in a way, and there's a man living with his mum that is able to correct that in a healthy way, I welcome that. I think when we become resistant to that, we're kind of saying it's all right for our children to act a certain way. Like, I can be the only one. That doesn't happen in real life. What?
Yeah.
Like, your job can't discipline you unless your dad's there. Like, do you know what I mean? Or unless it's your mum or dad that says it. Like, no, that doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah, that is mad.
But come into the office. No, is my mum there?
Yeah. Like, my mum can tell me. Like, it doesn't make sense.
The reason why I say it is because I've seen a lot of these conversations in it where it's the opposite view. And as someone who I don't have any children, innit?
Yeah.
So as someone who doesn't have any children, and when I was single, innit, like there was a potential in it, like for me to go into a co-parent relationship, innit. I just thought to myself, are you telling me if your kid is standing and stamping on my table, bro? Yeah, my peas, not your peas. I didn't come to you and ask you, can you buy me a table that your kid can stand on? I never said that, innit? And is eating my food and sleeping in my bed, yeah, because of obviously the girl that I'm seeing. You're telling me I can't tell you, yo, you broke my ting, like, stop acting up.
Yeah.
I think it's extremist views. Like, if I say discipline, like, oh, another man's going to discipline your child, no one's going to hit my child. No one said
that. Yeah, no one said that. Yeah.
If I say, like, oh, your child's mum is now seeing another guy, I'm not having anyone around my child. Wait, we haven't said that. Like, automatically we jump to these extremist views of worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And that's what causes so much conflict.
Yeah.
Like, your child's mum getting into a new relationship doesn't mean your child's got a stepdad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, someone saying to your child, don't do that, doesn't mean they've disrespected you or your child or whatever. These things should just be allowed. Like, if it's done in a healthy way, we're actually teaching our children more by allowing that than preventing it.
Do you think there needs to be a discussion around it between the two? Or do you reckon that it's, as you said, it's just a given because when you go to work, it's not adapting? Or do you think you read the room?
I feel, me personally, I trust my children's mums. Yeah? And I trust them enough to know that their partners are a reflection of them. So if I'm my child's mum's type, yeah, I wouldn't expect them to get with some roadman. I just wouldn't expect that. So I already trust them. So there's an element now of, if they're in committed relationships, innit? But if they weren't, if those were to fail when they got with someone else, I wouldn't feel like I need to know what he looks like, this. No, I trust you.
Yeah.
And you know what? I trust you to know that you'll come to me when the time's right. Yeah. But most importantly, I trust you to know my son is good. Like, if we don't have that, and if we don't have that for a legitimate reason, because a lot of the times we could say, yeah, no, I don't trust her though. Why don't you trust her? You got no reason.
You got no reason.
Because you're not together.
Or
because she don't answer the phone. What? These are your reasons.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Thank you for.
I got a question.
Oh yeah.
It's not connected to this year. But have you seen Chris Brown's concert?
Yes.
Have you seen the clips?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I see the clips.
So he's been on tour, right? And part of the show, he brings a girl on stage.
Yep.
Okay.
Brings a girl on stage and dances mad, gets on her at some point and
Yeah.
and does a madness. And I put a post up on my story and I was like, if you was in a relationship, would you go up on stage? And I think the response, I said you could either say, yes, it's Chris Brown. Yeah, of course I would. No. Or yes, but I'll deal with the consequences later. Yeah, from my man. And a lot of people ticked, and I'll deal with the consequences later. Yeah. If you're in a relationship, I know you're married, so act like you're not married. You're just in a relationship.
Yeah.
And you found out your woman went on stage
wrapped.
with Chris Brown.
Yeah. Wrapped.
Is it done?
Yeah, for the
It's
streets,
wrapped.
bro.
Wrapped.
Wait, it's done.
Wrapped.
For the streets,
Wrapped.
bro.
We can't even have a conversation. That's wrapped. Yeah.
No, do you know what? Yeah, I think it depends on the stage, innit? Like, obviously, if you're in that talking stage, then go on and do your little Chris Brown thing, get your moment in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you've made that commitment that you are with somebody, I don't care that it's Chris Brown. Like, I don't care. To me, it's exactly the same as like some brother doing that at a rave to you.
Yeah.
So I would have a problem with that as well. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my personal
It's a
viewpoint.
principle.
Yeah, because it's like, do you conduct yourself? Because men get hit with this criticism all the time. It's like, if you're exclusive, you act in a way that shows people you're exclusive. Yeah, and so what? Because it's Chris Brown and you don't think that there's a time where you can ever actually get with Chris Brown, all these mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I care that you're now on TikTok and Instagram portraying yourself as a single woman when you're not. And for me, done.
You're saying the same.
Bro, fire for that one. So, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So my thing is, like, as Sammy said, innit? Yeah. You're not in a relationship with this person. You're in a relationship with me, innit? Yeah. And there's a number of things, that we're gonna have to attribute to this situation, innit? So, first of all, Chris Brown, good looking brother. Do you know what I'm saying? So, is it the looks? Do you get what I'm saying? Because if it's the looks, then that you can fool anytime.
Yeah.
You just need to find another brother that looks like Chris Brown. So that don't make no sense.
And that can dance.
Yeah, and that can dance. So yeah, if it's the dancing, you need to find a brother that can dance. And then I'm out of the picture. That don't make no sense. And then if it's the finances, then basically you're just telling me that I'm a broke boy and you'd rather have a rich man. So we're done. Like, what? I don't understand what it is about Chris Brown that made you go up on stage and get all fluttery.
I do understand what it is
But
about.
what is it? What the starstruck thing?
Yeah, because we do act different around people that we... Look how we were talking about when Sway followed us.
Yeah.
Because it's Sway.
Yeah, but bro, there's a difference between following and my
but-
man putting his butt cheeks on
But
you.
you were asking,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like, you don't understand why, and I'm telling you
but
that
you push. But what I'm saying is, when I say I don't understand why, I'm not saying I don't understand the way why you acted like you did. Yeah, what I'm saying, is I don't understand why your moral compass, went out of the window when you saw this brother.
Because it's Chris Brown. That's
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
but that's what I'm saying. But then it could be Kevin Hart. Or
Yeah.
it could be Little Bow Wow.
No, but
Or it could be anyone. So
Yeah.
basically, anybody who gives you the opportunity, you're gonna cheat on, man. What the hell, bro? I'm sorry, like
But
you
it's not
can't explain
necess-
that to me.
But it's not necessary because you're doing what other guys tend to do, innit?
Yeah.
It's a dance, It's not...
Because a
walking.
lot of people said, like, my dancer friends, I got a female friend that dances.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you just got to understand, it's just part of the
Yeah,
show.
I used to dance. Yeah. So a
it's
lot of people say that.
It's
What?
like people can't take it too seriously. Like,
Yeah.
it's
But-
not like anything's going to happen.
Yeah, but everybody
I get
says that until
but for
something
me,
happens.
It's the display, innit? And I'm just... Like,
What,
there's
the
a...
public display.
For me, it's...
Ain't that Sammy's girl?
Yeah, it's mad.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so, like,
What about the other way round? Because I remember back in the day, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Yo,
That
I
video
wanted
was
to
fire.
be that guy. Like, is the same applying though as a man? If you're-
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So you'll reach a level of your relationship where you're like, I can't behave like this.
Of course, yeah.
And is that based on the title? Like, you're my girl.
Yeah.
So as soon as I class you as my girl,
Yeah, the exclusivity for me personally, innit? And I feel like some guys don't want that responsibility, So for me personally, once you say that this is my girl, unless you've declared it an open relationship, then What you're saying is this is the person to whom your allegiance lies. And so you have to conduct yourself as a man who has one woman. That's just my perspective, you know.
I agree with that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
That one's a mad thing still. Like, no.
Might have to go look at that Janet Jackson video.
Man can't do that.
But Aaron, thank you for coming through, man. It's been good to talk.
I'm glad you guys are back. Like, real talk, honestly, it's been missed. So
appreciate that still. Yeah, we're about to go ham still, man. Bro.
Yeah, facts.
Man heard Aaron say the next level and talked about a book and an act, bro. No stars, you don't see me. No, joking.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Do all of the stuff the algorithm likes if you want to see us more in your feed. And until the next time, my name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
You want to say my name's Aaron?
My name is Aaron.
And we've been the family.
Bow.